What is up, Rams fans? Thank you so much for stopping in and supporting the channel. Today I will be talking about a player that the Rams acquired in the offseason who's not getting enough credit from the media, he's not getting enough credit from Rams fans, and he's not even getting enough credit from me, who has a Rams channel. So I will be playing a little bit of catch up and telling you guys why I believe this player will explode coming into the 2022 NFL season, and why I believe you guys should not be overlooking him as much as you guys are. Before we get in the video though, I want to hear from you guys. Who are you most excited to see in this upcoming 2022 NFL season? It could be on the LA Rams or it could be a different team. Whichever one, just let me know down below. Without further ado though, let's just get straight in the video. So yes, as I mentioned, I will be talking about a player who the Rams acquired this offseason who's not getting enough attention. A player who's been stuck on bad teams, bad organizations, and bad management for his whole entire career, but yet has still had some highlight plays and put up some 1,000-yard seasons. A player who I strongly believe will elevate this Rams offense, as good as it was, to the next level in the 2022 NFL season. Sound familiar? Well, it should sound familiar. It sounds like the Matthew Stafford story from last season. But I'm not going to be talking about Matthew Stafford, but you can kind of see the parallels. I mean, Matthew Stafford, he was on a bad team, bad organization for his entire career, but he was still playing really well and was really being overlooked. I can say myself, I overlooked him on the Lions his entire career, and then when he got traded here, I still really wasn't sure what type of player he was because he was on the Lions, so I associated him with being average or okay until I really took a look at what this player could bring to the team. But yet the media still tried to feed the stories of how he hasn't won a playoff game, he's not going to do enough for the Rams, he's an average quarterback. But then you take a look at what he did in the first year with the LA Rams. Well, he not only led the Rams to a 12-5 record, won the division, went 4-0 in the playoffs, but he also won the Super Bowl. So I mean, you take a look back now at what the naysayers were saying, the media was saying, and even what some Rams fans were saying and believing about him. I mean, it's the complete 180 of what it was, and it was just because he was stuck on a bad team that people associated with him being average or bad. That applies directly with the player I'm about to tell you about, and that's Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson has been set up to fail since he was drafted in the NFL. I mean, he was drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars, which had him play with Blake Bortles. Then he signed with the Bears in free agency, which was his own decision, but he ended up playing with Mitch Trubisky. He ended up playing with Nick Foles. He ended up playing with Andy Dalton. He ended up playing with Justin Fields. I mean, he's been stuck with bad quarterback play to mediocre quarterback play since he was drafted in the NFL. But yet he still managed to put up 3 1,000-yard seasons on his career while dealing with injuries and dealing once again with bad coaching, bad management. He also managed to put up 40 touchdowns in his 8 seasons in the NFL. I mean, that might not sound impressive to you, but considering the teams that he was on, that is actually really impressive. And with my dad being a Bears fan, I've been able to watch him since he signed with the Bears in 2018. But with my dad being a Bears fan, I've seen plenty of Bears games, and this guy is going to bring so much to this Rams offense. He's already been the #1 guy for other teams and has produced for other teams really well, but now you add him onto a team that is as stacked as we are. I mean, the possibilities are endless for a guy like this. He's not only a guy who's proven to go over 1,000 yards in a season, 1,400 yards being his best, but he also put up 14 touchdowns in his best season with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's an element that can really diversify this Rams offense. It brings something that we haven't really had in the Sean McVay era in a wide receiver. The closest comparison to him is Odell Beckham Jr. because Allen Robinson brings those great hands. He'll catch every ball. I'm telling you guys, he has crazy highlights of contorting his body, catching the ball, or making these catches that you just don't believe are possible, and he makes them look possible. He makes them look easy. He can go up and get it in the 50-50 balls. So that's right, when Matthew Stafford looks downfield, tries to go deep, trusts his receiver 50-50, it's not going to be a no effort play. He's going to go up and get that ball. That is what he specializes in. But he's also been talked about being very twitchy for the size that he is, and very quick in the moves that he has. So expect some plays over the middle on some slants. The Rams really have a bunch of options with a guy like Allen Robinson. Now you talk about pairing him with Cooper Kupp. Guys, I've been looking at these wide receiver duo lists, like the top wide receiver duos in the NFL. Allen Robinson and Cooper Kupp aren't even on this list. I'm sure by the end of the season, Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson are going to be on this list because Allen Robinson's about to explode. I mean, he's going to be coming here to Los Angeles, to SoCal, and he's going to be hungry because he's coming off his worst season with the Bears where he only put up about 400 yards on the season. He was completely out of it. It just was not with what the Bears were doing. he's going to come with the Rams hungry. He's not going to be asked to be the number one receiver anymore, because obviously that's Cooper Kupp. Everybody's going to be suctioning to Cooper Kupp. That leaves Allen Robinson one-on-one. He could get some great matchups. And with Sean McVay, he's great with scheming guys open. So the possibilities really are endless with Allen Robinson. I just want to say, guys, you have to watch his highlights. You have to see what type of player he is, because, again, he's not getting talked about enough. NFL's not getting him enough credit. And now he's coming into the best situation of his career, where you have a team coming off of a Super Bowl, an elite quarterback, a team that has Pro Bowlers everywhere you look and veterans everywhere you look. This team is primed for another Super Bowl run, and once again, he's going to be coming in hungry after 8 years of mediocre team play, mediocre coaching, mediocre management. He's going to be coming into this culture. You can already see how excited he is to attack this season. Allen Robinson, I'm just going to say, NFL is going to know his name even more after this season. They're going to be putting Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson as a top wide receiver duo. I'm not saying they're going to be the number one duo, because I know a lot of people are going to attack me with that, but they're going to be a top wide receiver duo in the NFL for sure. And he's definitely going to go over 1,100 yards receiving. You heard it here first. This guy is going to absolutely pop off for the LA Rams. I think this duo between Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson is going to be really, really fun to watch, and I cannot wait to see it in the first opening game between the Buffalo Bills and the Rams on Thursday Night Football to open the season. So mark your calendars for that first game of the season. I'm sure we're going to see plenty of Allen Robinson. Thank you guys for stopping in the video. If you could drop a like, I would really appreciate it. And as for me, I'm Rams House. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Horns up and God bless, guys.